Hi, welcome back. Dr. Gelman here, and welcome back to my kitchen. So it's Monday morning, just got back from Pilates, and once again, I'm in my kitchen ready to prep for the week. Now, I got a great amount of responses from my last video, and you guys have the greatest questions. We all are faced with these predicaments with what to go grocery shopping for, how to meal prep, and what order to do that. And a lot of people are finding that they'll do this, they'll meal prep, which is amazing, but then they run out of food come midweek on Wednesday. Then how do you do it? What do you do? So what I'm going to focus on this video is to help to prevent that type of breakdown and that obstacle. And I'll tell you, I just went shopping last night and I had to think to myself, how much food do I need for the week? So to make sure that come Friday, come Saturday, I still have food in the refrigerator. So we all go through this. And so I think I figured out my formula so I can inspire and empower you guys to shop the same way, because when I don't have food in my refrigerator, I have a breakdown too. And so then I have to go out to eat. I've got to eat food on the run. And I'm not happy about that because I know that my food is my optimal foundational component of health. And so I really need to set up my week for that. So here's my little formula. It goes the following, and I'm going to show you all the food that I bought this week in its raw state, and then I'm going to prepare it. Now, the first thing that I do is I think of my proteins. Now, I think of what comprises a balanced plate. And a balanced plate is something that's going to make sure that my blood sugar is optimized, that my hormones are balanced, that my mood is stable, that it goes on my circadian rhythm, and that I'm eating like 3 big quantity meals that are nourishing and that are balanced. And this is what a balanced plate comprises of. The first one is a healthy protein. Healthy protein comes from very, very healthy, high quality animals or vegetarian proteins. The second one is a high quality fat. And I'll go through what fats are and healthy fats in other videos, but protein and fat are 2 biggest components of a healthy plate and a balanced meal. And the third one is a healthy vegetable. You're going to have 2 different vegetables. I always like a green vegetable and then a colorful vegetable. And it could be a starchy vegetable or a non-starchy vegetable, and I'll go into those details. But that's a 4-component plate. You've got a healthy protein, a healthy fat, your vegetable, and some type of carbohydrate. I like starchy vegetables, and we'll talk about that. If in every meal you don't have all 4 of those things, that is not a balanced plate. This is how I go food shopping. I buy my proteins, I buy my fats, I buy my vegetables, and then my starchy vegetables or my carbohydrates. And as long as I have enough of those foods in my refrigerator at all times, I look at my refrigerator like a salad bar. It's all prepared, I figure out what I want, and then I just compile that complete balanced meal plate. It's the healthiest thing for your blood sugar, for your hormones, for everything. I really, really recommend you start following that. It's been amazing for me. Now, I start with protein. So I go to the store and I figure out what proteins I want. So this week, I always figure out I need 4 proteins to get me through the week. I need some perishable ones, but I need some that will last me at the end of the week, and I'll explain to you what that means. I get fresh fish. I went to Whole Foods this week, and so they had fish on sale. This one, they actually had wild salmon on sale. That's awesome. So I'm going to cook this today because the fish goes bad. So I'm going to have that actually for dinner tonight. I also got a whole chicken. Now, it's so much cheaper to buy the whole chicken. This was on sale. It's $13 for the entire organic chicken, which is awesome, actually. That's a really good price. And so I decided to have chicken because it was on sale. Now, this will go in my crock pot midweek because I know it can last a couple days. Now, I also have a ground meat. I usually always get a ground meat. This time I'm getting veal. This is very rare that I do veal. I kind of feel bad for the little animals, but I'm doing veal because my mom has an amazing veal meatball recipe. So thank you, Mom. And I'm going to make that today, and that's going to be a great dish for the week. I also have eggs. Now, I got fresh eggs from one of my patients. I think that is one of the sweetest gifts from their farm. So eggs last a while in the refrigerator. I may just hard boil these this week just to keep on hand for snacks throughout the day and quick proteins, and that's going to be a great source of protein. Now, the last type of protein that I'll buy are things like this. This is turkey. Now, this is actually from Trader Joe's. I bought this last week, and the reason is because if I run out of food, then I at least have a quick protein in the refrigerator that I know I can go to just to complete my balanced meal. Now, I had this from last week. I didn't need to use it. Well, I bought 2 packs. I ate one, and I didn't need to use the second pack. So I'm not using this until I absolutely need to, and I love that it can be stored in the refrigerator for a little bit. So that's why I buy these type of proteins. Now, once I set up my protein, I do want to actually put a little disclaimer out there that I was vegetarian for many years, I was vegan for even more number of years, and I was raw for about a half of a year. I love all sorts of diets. I'm a diet fanatic because it's interesting to me, and all I want to understand is how my body feels the best and how I can nourish my body the best. And I found out that eating animal protein is the best thing for my body. I feel better, I'm more fit, I'm more clear-minded, my hormones are much more balanced. It makes me feel great. So it's up to you, whatever type of proteins that you're interested in. But for me, I use a lot of animal products that are from very, very high quality sources. That's my commitment to myself and my health. So that's what I'm going to show you during these videos. But whatever works for you, works for you. Now, vegetables. I remember green vegetables. This week I'm doing chard, okay? I've got my chard. I've got even broccoli this week. I even bought fennel. What am I going to do with fennel? I'm just going to figure it out. I don't know, I'll look online and figure out a recipe. I have celery, I have cucumbers, I have spinach, I have ginger. I love ginger. For my colorful vegetables, I have this beautiful packet of just colorful carrots. I have parsley. I always get an herb. Sorry, I should have opened it up. I always get an herb for the week. I love to eat these raw. I love to make pestos out of it. I'm going to do a whole video just on pestos. I have dill. And then I always have lemons. Lemons are the key ingredients to a lot of recipes to make them really delicious, either while cooking or afterwards. And I'll go into detail with some recipes. I always have avocados on hand. These are great snacks and also to top meals with. Okay, more vegetables. Now my starchy vegetables. I usually get sweet potatoes, and I always will vary this type of sweet potato every week. There are so many varieties of sweet potatoes and yams that I really like to get a different variety every week. And I just bake them, and I'm going to do a whole series on what that looks like and how to really cook your starchy vegetables well. And I've got this huge butternut squash, so that's going to be another starchy vegetable. And then the only grain I really do like to cook is quinoa. And I personally don't eat a lot of grains for various reasons. I'll go into detail later. But my partner, he's an athlete, and so he really always requests me to make some grains for him because it really helps him with his energy stores, and I'm happy to do that for him. Onions, garlic, you always want these on hand. Got my garlic here, different variety of onions. I love variety. Every week I go to the grocery store and I just focus on variety. So if last week I had a lot of chicken, then this week I don't want to do chicken and maybe I'll do turkey. If last week I did kale as my greens, then this week I'm going to do chard. If last week my root vegetable was, let's say, butternut squash, then next week I know that I'm going to focus on maybe beets or more carrots. I always just think about what variety do I need for this week. In addition to buying these types of foods, I always buy snacks. My snacks typically are nuts and fruit. So I always will get like a bag of macadamia nuts or these flax crackers I like. I want to show you these little almond butter little packets. These are great just to put in your purse and just go. And then apples. I always just have a lot of different fruits on hand. Though I don't really eat that much fruit, but once in a while I do. Breakfast. Breakfast, I always do smoothies. I'm going to do a whole series on just smoothies and breakfast smoothies and why I choose to do that and what are the health benefits of that. And it's actually a new thing that I've been putting into my diet and understanding more and more through my research and through reading a lot of great books. So I'm going to go through that. But that's essentially what I do every time I go to the grocery stores. I think of what a balanced meal is. I make sure I'm getting all of my proteins, all of my healthy fats, all of my good quality vegetables, my greens, my starchy vegetables, which is my carbohydrates. So those are the 4 things that I need. I think I covered it. I did a lot. It's a lot of information, but every week we're going to go step by step, how to cook these things, how to prepare some things, but that's what a powerful grocery shopping experience is doing a little bit of planning, but just going through what a balanced plate is and then getting all of the great ingredients to go along with what a balanced plate is. So that wraps it up for this week. Enjoy your shopping experience and then just start setting some time for meal prepping. And it's just about commitment and consistency, and you're going to be great in all of this with your nutrition. All right, love sharing, and I will see you next week. Okay, bye-bye.